أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله
बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम।
शुरू अल्लाह के नाम से जो बड़ा मेहरबान निहायत रहम वाला है।
In the name of Allah, the entirely merciful, the especially merciful.
वल्लैलि इज़ा यग़शा,
रात की कसम जब दिन को छुपा ले।
By the night when it covers.
वन्नहारि इज़ा तजल्ला,
और दिन की कसम जब चमक उठे।
And by the day when it appears.
वमा ख़लक़ल-ज़करा वल-उन्सा,
और उस जात की कसम जिसने नर और मादा पैदा किए।
And by He who created the male and female.
इन्न सअयकुम लशत्ता,
कि तुम लोगों की कोशिश तरह तरह की है।
Indeed, your efforts are diverse.
फ़अम्मा मन अअता वत्तक़ा,
तो जिसने अल्लाह के रास्ते में माल दिया और परहेजगारी की।
As for he who gives and fears Allah.
वصدق बिलहुस्ना,
और नेक बात को सच जाना।
And believes in the best reward.
फसनुयस्सिरुहु लिलयुस्रा,
उसको हम आसान तरीके की तौफीक देंगे।
We will ease him toward ease.
वअम्मा मन बख़िल वस्तग़ना,
और जिसने बुख्ल किया और बेपरवाह बना रहा।
But as for he who withholds and considers himself free of need.
वकज़्ज़ब बिलहुस्ना,
और नेक बात को झूठ समझा।
And denies the best reward.
फसनुयस्सिरुहु लिलउस्रा,
उसे सख्ती में पहुंचाएंगे।
We will ease him toward difficulty.
वमा युग़नी अन्हु मालुहु इज़ा तरद्दा,
और जब वो दोज़ख के गड्ढे में गिरेगा तो उसका माल उसके कुछ भी काम ना आएगा।
And what will his wealth avail him when he falls?
इन्न अलैना ललहुदा,
हमें तो राह दिखा देना है।
Indeed, incumbent upon us is guidance.
वइन्न लना लल-आखिरत वल-ऊला,
और आखिरत और दुनिया हमारी ही चीजें हैं।
And indeed, to us belongs the hereafter and the first life.
फ़अन्ज़रतुकुम नारन तलज़्ज़ा,
सो मैंने तुमको भड़कती आग से मुतनब्बे कर दिया।
So I have warned you of a fire which is blazing.
لا यस्लाहा इल्ला अल-अश्क़ा,
उसमें वही दाखिल होगा जो बड़ा बदबख्त है।
None will enter to burn therein except the most wretched one.
الذी कज़्ज़ब वतवल्ला,
जिसने झुटलाया और मुंह फेरा।
Who had denied and turned away.
वसयुजन्नबुहा अल-अत्क़ा,
और जो बड़ा परहेजगार है वो उससे बचा लिया जाएगा।
But the righteous one will avoid it.
الذी यु'ती मालहु यतज़क्का,
जो माल देता है ताकि पाक हो।
He who gives from his wealth to purify himself.
वमा लिअहद इंदहु मिन निअमतिन तुजज़ा,
और इसलिए नहीं देता कि उस पर किसी का एहसान है जिसका वो बदला उतारता है।
And not giving for anyone who has done him a favor to be rewarded.
إلا ابتغاء وجه ربه الأعلى
बल्कि अपने खुदावंद आला की रजामंदी हासिल करने के लिए देता है,
but only seeking the countenance of his Lord Most High.
ولسوف يرضى
और वो अनकरीब खुश हो जाएगा,
And he is going to be satisfied.
बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम वल्लैलि इज़ा यग़शा वन्नहारि इज़ा तजल्ला वमा ख़लक़ज़-ज़करा वल-उन्सा इन्न सअयकुम लशत्ता। सदक़ल्लाहुल अज़ीम। By the night, when it covers the whole world and shrouds in darkness, وَالنَّهَارِ إِذَا تَجَلَّى, and by the day, when it shines and brightens, وَمَا خَلَقَ الذَّكَرَ وَالْأُنْثَى, and by him who created the male and the female, or by the male and female and the way he created them. This ayah, as I told you twice in Surah Al-Shams, this can be translated in two ways. Now there are two sets, day, night, opposing each other. In the same way, male, female, different, opposite sexes. In the same way, inna sa'yakum lashatta. The result of what you are doing is going to be different. Everybody is striving and working hard from morning till evening. Someone is, when he returns home in the evening, in addition to being tired and exhausted, he has brought a big load of sins also with him. A big load of divine chastisement also. The other one is, he also labored and worked, but he brought home forgiveness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is the exact translation of a hadith. The Prophet says, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, kullu nafsin yaghdu, every human being, when it is morning for him, till evening, fabayi'un nafsahu, he sells himself. Someone is selling his physical energy, working. Someone is selling his mental faculty, his intelligence, some technical know-how, and so on and so forth. You are selling yourself from morning till evening. Kullu nafsin yaghdu fabayi'un nafsahu famu'tiquha wa mubiquha, but the result is different. Someone comes home with a big load of sins also. He remained involved in haram, in interest, in usury, in gambling, in telling a lie, and this thing and that thing. And someone comes home, mu'taquha, he has got his neck freed from the fire of the hell. So these are the two destinations to which you can go. Now, inna sa'yakum lashatta, this is muqsam alayh, on which you know these three ayat of oaths, they prove. Just as the difference in the day and the night, وَاللَّيْلِ إِذَا يَغْشَى وَالنَّهَارِ إِذَا تَجَلَّى, and the difference between the male and the female, وَمَا خَلَقَ الذَّكَرَ وَالْأُنْثَى إِنَّ سَعْيَكُمْ لَشَتَّى. Now this is the most important place in the Quran. Now this قَدْ أَفْلَحَ مَنْ زَكَّاهَا وَقَدْ خَابَ مَنْ دَسَّاهَا. As I told you last night, it's like a flower bud. The petals are closed. Here now it is opening. The flower is opening up, and three petals appear of each flower. One is the flower of doom. The other is the flower of salvation. فَأَمَّا مَنْ أَعْطَى وَاتَّقَى وَصَدَّقَ بِالْحُسْنَى فَسَنُيَسِّرُهُ لِلْيُسْرَى. Three characteristics, three qualities. If somebody has these three, he goes to salvation and success. And if somebody has the opposite of these three, وَأَمَّا مَنْ بَخِلَ وَاسْتَغْنَى وَكَذَّبَ بِالْحُسْنَى فَسَنُيَسِّرُهُ لِلْعُسْرَى. Very beautiful. Three verses, 3. Amma man a'ta. As for him who gives his wealth in charity. This is the most fundamental. In Surah Al-Balad we saw, this is the narrow, passage, narrow valley which you have to cross. This is the bottleneck. فَلَقْتَحَمَ الْعَقَبَةَ وَمَا أَدْرَاكَ مَا الْعَقَبَةُ فَكُّ رَقَبَةٍ أَوْ إِطْعَامٌ فِي يَوْمٍ ذِي مَسْغَبَةٍ يَتِيمًا ذَا مَقْرَبَةٍ أَوْ مِسْكِينًا ذَا مَتْرَبَةٍ ثُمَّ كَانَ مِنَ الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا وَتَوَاصَوْا بِالصَّبْرِ وَتَوَاصَوْا بِالْمَرْحَمَةِ. So same is here. If you have this quality that you can spend your money, your wealth for the poor, the needy, the destitute, the hungry, for relieving pain of somebody, number 1. Number 2, wattaqa. Now the translation you will find, and who is God fearing, but this is not correct here. What's the basic meaning of taqwa? Taqa yaqi. Waqa yaqi means to save yourself. Waqa yaqi. Waqina azab an-nar. Oh Allah, save us from the punishment of the fire. Waqina azab an-nar. Iftaqa, bab ifta'al, and it becomes ittaqa, means to save yourself. Taqwa means saving yourself. Saving yourself from the displeasure of Allah. Saving yourself from the wrath of Allah. Saving yourself from the fire of hell. All this is taqwa. You are saving yourself. But this saving is based on a moral sense within human beings. Alhamaha fujuraha wa taqwaha. You have a moral sense in you, a moral law. According to Kant, he said there are 2 proofs of the existence of God. The starry heavens above and the moral law within. This moral law, we read this last night. This moral law. فَأَلْهَمَهَا فُجُورَهَا وَتَقْوَاهَا وَنَفْسٍ وَمَا سَوَّاهَا فَأَلْهَمَهَا فُجُورَهَا وَتَقْوَاهَا. This knowledge and this distinguishing, this faculty, this ability to distinguish this is good, this is bad. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has endued each human soul. So if this moral sense is active and this moral sense is active and alive, so he himself shuns away from evil, tries to do whatever he can do good. This is the basic meaning. فَأَمَّا مَنْ أَعْطَى, number 1, وَاتَّقَى. Number 3 was صَدَّقَ بِالْحُسْنَى. This is on top. And then he truthfully testifies to whatever is good. This is the third faculty. You should be ready to accept anything. When somebody presents you something and you think it's good, accept it. Somebody says, brother, you are wrong here. What you are doing or what you believe is wrong. Now you argue with him. And during this argument, you come to feel what he is saying is correct. Now jump at it, accept it. Now if you feel, then I will be defeated, so I'm not going to give in. This ta'assub, zid, this closes the door of goodness for you. But if all these 3 basic qualities are there, you are saved from the love of wealth, so that i'ta, you are giving. You are spending your wealth for the benefit of fellow human beings. Wattaqa, and there you have an active moral sense within you. That moral law within, according to the words of Kant, is active. And number 3, you have the habit to accept from whomsoever it is coming, even if it is coming from your enemy. But if your enemy is saying something correct, you accept it. Okay, brother, here you are correct, I accept. Let us proceed further. This point you have made. If all these three faculties are joined in a human personality, he becomes Siddiq. Note it. We have read in Surah Al-Nisa, وَمَن يُطِعِ اللَّهَ وَالرَّسُولَ فَأُولَٰئِكَ مَعَ الَّذِينَ أَنْعَمَ اللَّهُ عَلَيْهِم مِّنَ النَّبِيِّينَ وَالصِّدِّيقِينَ وَالشُّهَدَاءِ وَالصَّالِحِينَ. 4 levels of people who are mun'am alayhim, who are blessed by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Topmost, Anbiya. Number 2, Siddiqeen. Number 3, Shuhada. Number 4, the righteous, common righteous believers. They don't have any special achievement, but they are righteous, God-fearing, doing good deeds, but no extra achievement. But if somebody rises, there is a level of Shuhada. Higher up is Siddiqeen. And next to Siddiqeen is Nabuwa. This last one is closed. Even before, it was God given. It couldn't be attained by your effort. It was Wahabi, not Kasbi. But the remaining 2 are there open to you. And these remaining 2, if you want to have an insight, because in Surah Al-Hadid also we read, وَالَّذِينَ آمَنُوا بِاللَّهِ وَرَسُولِهِ أُولَٰئِكَ هُمُ الصِّدِّيقُونَ وَالشُّهَدَاءُ عِندَ رَبِّهِمْ. These 2 levels are mentioned over there also. They refer to 2 types of psychological build of the personalities. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made different, aptitudes. Some people, in the modern psychology, they call them the introverts, always thoughtful, thinking. Then they have good sentiments. They would like to be alone, not in the company, alone to themselves. They are not very active. They are not visible, running and going there or going here. Not very talkative. Introverts. Inside them. As Iqbal says, apne man mein doob kar paa ja suraghe zindagi. They are diving deep into their own selves. And the other is the extroverts. Their attention is toward the outside world. Enjoying, seeing, going here, going there, talking. In the company, they are very, very comfortable in the company. But when they are alone, they feel uncomfortable. But they are active because they are extroverts. So the first category, from this come up the Siddiqeen. Abu Bakr was the Siddiq Akbar. Usman Ghani was the second Siddiq. This is a category. But the second category, who fail at the third level, Saddaqa bil Husna. This third quality is not very deep in them. So they take time. They take their time to understand. Umar took 6 years to understand what Muhammad is saying. Hamza took 6 years. But they were active. They were wrestlers. They were fighters. When they entered the fold of Islam, Islam got strengthened. So these are Shuhada. More active, visible, more effective. But closer to the Anbiya are the Siddiqeen. That is why Imam Razi has said that this surah is the surah of Abu Bakr. And the next Surah Al-Duha and Inshirah, they are the surahs of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Surah Al-layl, Surah Abu Bakr. Surah Al-Duha, Surah Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. So these three qualities. فَأَمَّا مَنْ أَعْطَى وَاتَّقَى وَصَدَّقَ بِالْحُسْنَى فَسَنُيَسِّرُهُ لِلْيُسْرَى. We shall gradually make him more and more able and suitable to reach the place of greatest ease, and that is the garden of paradise. If you have these three qualities, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will take you gradually, nearer to the garden of paradise. But if you have the three opposite qualities, وَأَمَّا مَنْ بَخِلَ, whosoever is miserly, he loves wealth more than anything. وَاسْتَغْنَى, and he pays no care. لَا أُبَالِي فَلَا أُبَالِي, I don't care. They don't feel for others. They have taunted on somebody, and you don't think that I have hurt his feelings. No. What to me? I don't care. All these type of people. The reverse of at-taqa. The moral law is very weak within themselves. And number three, top of that, وَكَذَّبَ بِالْحُسْنَى. When something good, some truth is presented before them, they belie it. Although their heart has accepted it is correct. وَاسْتَيْقَنَتْهَا أَنفُسُهُمْ. In their hearts they believed, but with their tongues they belied. So this is just the opposite. Whosoever has all these three is the worst of the people. And the model of this character in that Arabian society of the time of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, society of Makkah, was Abu Lahab. The top there is Abu Bakr. The top there is Abu Lahab. In between you will have grades. Grades of the believers, grades of the disbelievers. Among the disbelievers were Abu Jahl, but Abu Jahl was not miserly. This was not him. He is above that. We shall read that surah, which we may call the surah of Abu Jahl. But he didn't have that moral law. Number two, he didn't have the ability to accept the truth when it comes to him. So he failed. But he was not miserly. So you will find others between these two extremes. So you will find in this surah two words, atqa and ashqa. Atqa, topmost muttaqi. Ashqa, the lowest wicked, the lowest in wickedness. فَسَنُيَسِّرُهُ لِلْعُسْرَى. Whosoever has these three qualities, we shall gradually make him more able and suitable to reach the place of greatest distress, that is the fire of hell. وَمَا يُغْنِي عَنْهُ مَالُهُ إِذَا تَرَضَّى. And his wealth shall not be able to avail him of anything when he will be thrown headlong into the hell. Inna alayna lal huda. Verily, it is our responsibility to show the path. To give guidance is our responsibility. And we discussed three levels of this guidance. One is the instinctive guidance that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given to everything. The ant knows how she has to live, how she has to feed herself. The bee, the honey bee knows everything. How she has to go to the flowers and collect and suck, and then how to deposit the honey. This is guidance. Allah sent revelation or wahi to the honeybee. So instincts, they are also guidance. Man has also instincts. This is the guidance. Number two, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has bestowed upon man the ability that he can differentiate by himself between evil and good. فَأَلْهَمَهَا فُجُورَهَا وَتَقْوَاهَا. With these two things we have come in this world. We have come here not blind. Allah has given us these two faculties. But then the final guidance comes through the word of Allah, which is transmitted to humanity through, number one, the Rasul Malak, to a chosen person from among the human beings, Rasul Bashar, and that is the link of Risala, and this is the final guidance. Inna alayna lal huda. Yes, this is our duty. Wa inna lana lal akhirata wal ula. But then we hold the total authority of akhirah as well as the ula, the hereafter as well as this world. We don't share our authority with anybody else. This world is running according to our command. And we shall judge people on the day of judgment. لِمَنِ الْمُلْكُ الْيَوْمِ لِلَّهِ الْوَاحِدِ الْقَهَّارِ. So, فَأَنْزَرْتُكُمْ نَارًا تَلَظَّى. Now the Prophet is saying, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, so my community, my people, I have warned you of the fire of flames. لَا يَصْلَاهَا إِلَّا الْأَشْقَى. None will enter it but the most wretched. Why the most wretched? The highest level of guidance has been completed on Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So those people who are not accepting it, even from Muhammad, they are the worst. Sharrul Bariyah. Allazi kazzaba wa tawalla, who belies the truth and turns away. وَسَيُجَنَّبُهَا الْأَتْقَى. Far removed from it will be the most cautious, God-fearing and conscientious person. And who is he? Abu Bakr. Atqa. Allazi yuti ma'alahu yatazakka. Who goes on giving his wealth to purify his self. قَدْ أَفْلَحَ مَنْ زَكَّاهَا. He spent everything. His capital, when he accepted Iman on the call of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, 40,000 dinars. He spent everything, each and every penny. And when he was going for Hijrah, accompanying Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, whatever was there in the home he took, left nothing for his family. The father, he was a blind person, Abu Qahafa. He embraced Islam only after the victory of Makkah. He came, asked the granddaughters, Aisha and Asma, radiyallahu ta'ala anhuma, has Abu Bakr gone? Yes, Baba Jan, gone. Has he left something? Yes. And they gathered some pebbles, in a handkerchief, and said, yes, this is the money that he has left. And he, because he was blind, touched with his hands, okay. But there was not a single penny left. All the money he had already spent, purchasing the slaves who embraced Islam and were being tortured, one by one, 6. And whatever price their masters demanded, he paid. Bilal was number 1, Abu Fakhi number 2, Zunaira, a concubine, and so on. Allazi yuti ma'alahu yatazakka. Wa ma li ahadin indahu bin ni'matin tujza. And it is not in recompense for a favor done to him by anyone. If he is doing some goods to somebody, not because he had done some good to him. No. He doesn't have any burden of any good done to him by anybody else, which he has to repay. No. إِلَّا ابْتِغَاءَ وَجْهِ رَبِّهِ الْأَعْلَى. He is spending all this for nothing but to get to seeking the pleasure of his Lord, the Most High. وَلَسَوْفَ يَرْضَى. And definitely he will be pleased. Now this goes both ways. He who? Allah will be pleased and also he will be pleased. رَضِيَ اللَّهُ عَنْهُمْ وَرَضُوا عَنْهُ.